Alright, so now I'm streaming with music playing. GPU headroom is around the same, so is VRAM usage about 15% on the pad. It's a little lower than I'm used to. I'm usually at around 22% right around now, GPU headroom. But it's fine. Alright, so externally, in the external view, I'm getting 20%. But inside, it drops down a few percent. 18% now. 19. Now at 20%, 21%, so we're sort of normalizing, using a little bit more GRAM or VRAM. So getting pretty similar performance without streaming and without OpenX or the OpenKnee board. Similar. But generally speaking, I'm getting lower performance than I was for the past couple of days. It's I'd say about 5 to 10% less. Maybe a little around there, 8%, 5 to 8% less headroom, generally speaking. But I'm still above the headroom I usually would have without the OpenXR toolkit. So yeah, we're hovering around 20% headroom right now and 10.1 gigabytes VRAM. So not bad, but not as good as where I was. I did start a flight earlier today in New York City, and it was very low for what I'm used to. And so I did a reboot and all that. And I also had a power outage that might have screwed with something, but everything seems to be running okay. But just with slightly lower, or just a little bit more than slightly lower, let's say lower performance than I'm used to. But I'm still hitting all my numbers. My target frame rate hasn't budged. I haven't lost any frames. So there's that. But I'm just, again, a little concerned with the higher GPU headroom that I'm used to. I'm generally well above 20%, and right now I'm at 18%. I'm usually at like 23, 24%, 25%. Now I'm hovering around 20%. Let's turn on some let's do cinematic clouds, because that's a good level of clouds. It's not like tons of clouds, but it's a good amount. And let's change the time of day a little bit. Alright, 21%, 22% headroom now. 23, 25, 24, and 9.6. So somehow I gained performance by adding more clouds. It could be the area I'm in as well, but cinematic clouds look like there's more clouds than there were earlier. Alright, so now I dropped. GPU headroom's 15% right now. 14%, 18%, 20%. Which is fine. Everything is fine right now. But, I wouldn't call it ideal, but it's close. We're doing okay. Kind of want to jump back into a jet and see what that's like. Alright, so I have music, I have streaming, I have open kneeboard, everything is up and working, and VRAM usage is at 9.4%, which is good. Under 10% is good, or 10 gigs is good for me. Even just slightly above 10 gigabytes is fine. Once it starts hitting 11 and 12, then you're in trouble. Considering I only have like 14.5 gigabytes usable VRAM on my 16 gigabyte card. Alright, we'll probably lose a frame or two here sooner or later, because we'll start loading in a new area, I think, right around here. And I'm diving down to make it as bad as possible. See the photogrammetry getting a little bit more detailed now. Alright, 18%, 19%, still under 10 gigs, 9.7 gigabytes now though. Nope, a little stutter there, but no drop in frame rate. 15% headroom, 20%, 22%. Alright, we're good. I don't have my chat up, of course. Okay, still working. %, 9.5 gigs. So I'm at 19% headroom looking this way with all the terrain. Everything is smooth though, 31%, 31 frames a second. And then over here, I jump up to like 30% headroom, 26, 25, 26, 27, and 9.6 gigabytes of RAM. And 18%, 19%, but still holding solid frame rates. And then inside, we're at 20%, so we kind of split it in the middle inside. Still looks good. Really smooth. Now we're at 28%, 27%, 24, 26% now. in the headset. Nice. Hmm. 'Alright, now I'm just interested in seeing if the jets work again. And seeing how well they fly. Again, I was getting very similar performance with jets and warbirds and helicopters now, so... slightly higher for jets, but not anything that would affect performance. So we will find out in just a few minutes. Honestly, I'm going to land this thing and then jump into an F-35 and see what's going on. 18% on the runway, no stutters coming into the airport. Everything was pretty smooth, all flight. %, headroom, 9.5 gigabytes of RAM. So we're doing pretty good. No stuttering. Whatever it's showing in the video is a fucking lie. %, headroom at the airport, 9.5 gigs VRAM. So clearly this is a pretty easy airport to run for sure, but also still an airport. We're all a pain in the ass sometimes. Alright. 23% on the ground. Alright, we're gonna try a jet. Yum yum. We'll do a cold and dark start right here at and we'll stick with cinematic clouds. Alright, I'm gonna be in startup mode, so no chat for the time being. Alright, 39% headroom, 28%, 30%, 9.7 gigs. Alright, so we're looking good. 30% on the ground. Alright. Alright, we got a good startup, it looks like. 19, 22, 23, 24% on the ground, 30% on the ground. Yep, frame rate solid, 9.7 gigs of VRAM. And I'll get chat back up in a second. I can put it up for now, for a second. I'm going to turn on nose wheel steering. We'll wait for everything to start up. Damn by the pound. And that's my forte. Nose wheel steering is on. We'll start taxiing while the heads-up displays are, or the MFDs are booting up. %, on taxi with 9.7 gigabytes VRAM still. Everything's chilling. Yeah, I had some weird performance earlier, but it seems to largely have been, it's running the way it usually does. Come on, there we go. And FCS, no. Do a HUD here. Those are good. 23%, 24, 25, 9.6. Alright, we'll just do a short takeoff and land, short takeoff. %, VRAM. %, VRAM still. Oh, maybe take up our gear. How about that?
Overspeed.
Alright, 26%, 9.7 gigs, 25%, 27%. %, 31%. This actually performs better than the helicopter. We're going 600 knots at 23% headroom. Alright, gotta check back up. Alright, chat is working, music is working, open kneeboard is working, and the sim, most importantly, is working. 23% headroom, 9.5 gigabytes still. I'm going 620 knots. 21% headroom now. 18%, 16%, 19%, 15%, 20% headroom. So never drop below 15% headroom on that high-speed pass. And maintaining 30 frames motion reprojection the whole time. So not doing too badly here. %, 9.8 gigs. Alright, so yeah. Getting similar performance. Yeah, you gotta watch the speed on this F-35. It is sluggish at high speed. Yeah, it looks like open kneeboard is solid now. Got a little frame drop there. But 16% headroom, 23, 25, 28, 29, 30, 32% headroom, 25%, 23%. Yeah, seems like it likes to stay above 20%. I hit 19% there for a second. Oh, and then a little stutter around this area. But I'm well over 25% headroom now. 24, 25, 26, 23, 20, 23, 22. Yeah, as long as it stays above 20, I'm happy, especially in a jet. A little stutter there, 22%, and then came right back up to 30. $16, 17, 18, 17%. No stutters though. 17, 19. Oh, target missed. Alright, now there we go. Jumps right back up. So it'll miss a target here and there for like, a second, and then it'll jump right back up. So I'm thinking that's more sim than a performance thing. It's just sim optimization. Who knows? Alright, so we're looking good from a performance and power level perspective. Got a little jerk right there, but that wasn't a frame rate thing. I don't know why the HUD is so big in in VR. Wish you could change the size of it all. Backup radio, communications radio.
Parking brake. Parking brake.
I want to get away. I wanna fly away. I don't know why the camera gets all shaky when I'm in short takeoff and landing mode, but I guess it's using a lot of engine power and it's showing how shaky it would be outside. I don't know. But if you go to hover, that's all gone. Super smooth again, see? No shaking or anything. And that's all just an effect. See, hover, you can't go forward or back really, but you can spin around. You can go up and down, but you can't go forward or back. That's what this mode's for. Alright, so what did we want to do here? I wanted to check New York out again. In a helicopter. And we're gonna let the, we're gonna go cinematic clouds again. And we'll let the sim get down to where it usually is for, alright, 64%, 10.5 gigs, 10.4, it's dropping. Alright, we're good. Oh, did I pick the F-35 again? Alright, well. We'll see what the F-35 is like in New York City. 100% GPU headroom. That's crazy. Yep, I did. Damn it. Oh well. Well, we'll see what the F-35 is like in New York then, I guess. I've never flown it in New York. Alright, 18% headroom, 24% headroom, 23%. Not so bad. 12.4 gigabytes of VRAM being used right now. Holy shit. That's a lot. Alright, and I'm getting some weirdness. Alright, 22% target miss, 22%, 11.3 gigabytes VRAM. Yeah, so New York still is a resource hog, but it's not as bad as before. I'm getting no CPU information, as if the CPU is doing a lot right now, so there we go, 48%, and then it disappeared. 49%, 21%. I think this everything's still loading in for New York, and there's a lot of scenery going on right now at LaGuardia. And of course, there's multiplayer happening. This dude just flying like a lunatic. F-35. Ooh, another F-35. Yeah, if we can stay around 20% headroom, that would be great. And if VRAM would just drop just a little bit, but I don't think it will. Alright, let's get going here. Oh, there's wheel steering. I'll turn that on. Yeah, I made it. Oh, I even made it around those cones. Alright, target frame rate is low. Alright. Externally it was low. Internally we're back at 30 frames a second. 21% headroom, 23. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, we don't have to wait around to fucking take off. We can just fucking do it in this thing. Alright, 20% headroom so far. Looking good. Turn the chat back on. Alright. Yeah, we'll lose a frame here and there when switching views. To be expected. hovering around 20% headroom, 37% CPU, getting some frame rate drops. Back up to 30. It's not too bad. It's actually very flat. I don't know. Maybe not. %. Target miss, 20%. Yeah, it seems my CPU is doing a lot of work right now. And usually it's chilling. But there are other... Oh, what are these guys doing so low? Fucking Super Hornet all the way down there. Losers. 23% now. Yeah, I mean, usually what happens is you spend a couple of minutes in an area and everything kind of like smooths out because it gets all loaded in cache and everything. But yeah, the F-35 not doing as well as other aircraft in New York, but it seems to be getting its legs in now. But CPU is definitely being worked for some reason. I guess it's just all the scenery, it's all the geometry in the area. Could be. But GPU is definitely working harder than usual as well. VRAM is under 80%, just barely, 79%. Yeah, not super smooth. But not so bad. I mean, this is definitely better than it's ever been with a jet over New York in VR for me. I'm at 30 frames a second most of the time, but there's definitely stuttering and a stutter here and there and some frame drops for sure subsequently. But I mean, you know, the frame drops are, of course, directly correlated with your GPU headroom, which is 25% now, 23, and smooth, 22%. Getting some frame inconsistencies though. 14%, 15%. Oh yeah, now we're stuttering. 8. Yeah, CPU and GPU target miss. Yeah. Low altitude, high speeds in this thing, not great, not ideal. Even with my OpenXR toolkit, it's struggling a little bit. It's not too bad though, you know. Alright, so we're at 17% headroom now, 14%. Now the CPU has come back here and there, but 46, 48% on CPU now, but now it's disappeared again, so it's working. Yeah, New York City is a little... You know, I'm going 600 knots though right now, and it's not, I wouldn't call it smooth, but it's not, I'm not losing frames. Alright, now it's smooth for a second. Yeah, this is a little too stuttery. I am going 530 miles an hour though. But yeah, no, that's not smooth. I wouldn't call that smooth. Yeah, 22 dropped frames all over the place. 13.4 gigabytes being used. VRAM. Headroom's coming back now though. Now that we're a little higher up. But it did not enjoy that low strafing run in Times Square. Why am I going so goddamn fast? This thing does not handle well that fast. Alright, frame rates back up to 30, 31, 14% VRAM usage. So this is smooth right now. Kind of, no, not anymore. Alright, so very inconsistent with the F-35 in New York City. Almost everywhere else, it's fucking great. But New York is pain in the ass to run for sure. Let's try to load up in in that 125 again and see how that works out. Ugh. Frame rate's garbage. Absolute garbage. It's odd because I got better performance in San Francisco from the F-35 than the 145. But then when I come out here, it's much, much worse. But then again, who knows? Maybe my H145 won't do very well either around here. Who knows? It wasn't doing great earlier. It was doing okay. It didn't really fall below 20% headroom, so we didn't drop any frames really. But it was definitely being affected. All this testing is a pain in the ass sometimes. It's just like, feels like it never ends, you know? Alright, let's get into helicopter like I initially wanted to do. Hey, look at that. It's got the right livery and everything. Alright, we're gonna go cinematic again, just because. All players and all that, yeah. We'll start cold and dark. 22, target miss. 31, no, target miss. Target miss. 14% GPU headroom. So yeah, we're starting off pretty much like we did earlier, with around 15% headroom, and the CPU information is like not available right now. Ugh. Lots of latency. But yeah, it's not great. It's not like West Coast flying, that's for sure. I'm only at 8% headroom now. 7%, 11%, 6%. Outside is much the same, 9, 11%. Target missed. Target missed. Target missed. 30 frames per second. Target missed. Alright, 7% headroom. Ugh. Not ideal. What's up, man? Doing some more testing in New York City, and man, I am not getting the same kind of performance that I'm used to. And I'm pretty sure it's just because it's New York, but it's like almost halved my performance that I'm used to. I'm still at 30 frames a second, so that's good, but I'm only at 8% GPU headroom right now and 11.4 gigabytes of VRAM bit usage, which is pretty high for me for flying around in helicopters. Yeah, dropping a frame right there. Should be a little bit better as soon as I get out of the fucking airport, but yeah, now I'm at 18% headroom, 20%, so that's better. Still a little high on VRAM usage though. What's going on, man? What are you doing? Ugh. 16%, 18%, but my CPU usage is definitely getting hit hard. Also, GPU is getting hit pretty hard right now. Well, it's actually doing a little bit better. I'm dropping my VRAM usage now. It's down to 11 gigs even, 73%. Alright. So, it seems to be running okay, but still a lot less resources available than I'm used to. But that's just, I guess, a testament to oh shit, I never took off my pitot heat Did I take off? Alright, I took off that tag, but I have... Oh yeah, I have that tag right there, flailing in the wind. God damn it. No wonder my vertical speed indicator wasn't working. Fucking pro pilot, dude. Alright, now I gotta land this thing so I can take that tag off. Yeah, it's not showing me any real information. All my gauges are dead. And I think the front tag is still on too. I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, it probably is. I don't know. Maybe. Alright, 16% headroom. 17%. Not too bad, not too bad. Lost the frame for a second there, but jumped right back up, so no big deal. Everything's pretty smooth. Alright, we gotta land. Where can we land? We can land right there. I think right there. Yep, fucking tags are still on, for sure. Alright. Let's see if my instruments work now. Yep, there we go. Okay, 21% headroom. Whoa. 22%. Yeah, alright, so higher VRAM usage, but still getting decent amount of headroom, which means smoother frame rates. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, CPU usage is under 50%, about 40, 48, 45%, hovering around there, 45%, and GPU hovering around 20%. So I would say that's about a good 8 to 10 to 15% actually difference between not flying in New York, flying almost anywhere else, and also probably 10% more VRAM usage as well. So helicopter flying, GA planes, warbirds, all very much flyable in New York, but jet planes, fighter jets, not convinced. Oop, lost some frames there. Yeah, not for New York anyway. I can fly those things in other areas, but I wonder if the helipad bug will work over here. Maybe I should slow down. Nope. No bug. Came in hot, too. So judging by all the numbers, yeah, it's still confirmed, even though New York is a lot more optimized than it used to be. It's still quite resource intensive, which, you know, naturally it should be. There's a lot of stuff going on in New York. There's a lot of buildings, a lot of geometry. Dropped under 11 gigabytes VRAM. That's good. 10.9, 73% now instead of 78%. Yeah, let's return to this city in an F-35 once the beta comes out, or not the beta, this actual sim update release comes out, whenever that will happen. The date's been pushed back from the 18th, which is good because judging by the beta, it definitely needed more work. Um, first couple updates for the beta were fine. They were actually pretty good. The third update for the beta just broke so many things, and the bug fixes all of a sudden just weren't a big deal anymore because there were so many more bugs that it became kind of moot. Alright, we'll get this fucking thing down for a landing. I'm gonna be done testing. Open kneeboard is working though, so that's good. Only crashed once today so far. Also good. But again, diminished performance in New York City, which is weird because I was getting much better performance in New York City the other day, but that could have been the beta. I was also flying around London, which also has a ton of photogrammetry in a helicopter, and it was like I was well above 20% headroom the whole time. So here, being at 15% headroom is odd, because I think actually London is more demanding as far as photogrammetry is concerned. I'm not entirely sure though, so we'll have to revisit that as well. Next time I go up, I'll probably load up in London and see what my numbers are looking like. But everything's running well. It's smooth. It's not like I'm getting bad performance. It's just when you look at the numbers, if I didn't even put up a frame counter, I would not have known that I was losing any performance, but I am. But it's not really showing that much performance-wise because I lock my frame rate. There are also a lot of people nearby, which definitely affect performance. Yeah, there's a lot of movement on my counters right now. Yep, dropped a frame right there for no good reason because I was well above 15% headroom. Right there I dropped again. Well, could be the airport, could be all these people. %, headroom, 17%, and the CPU is working right now. Limburger. Yeah, well, frame inconsistency, but not frame droppage. Ooh, 7%, 6%, 4% headroom target missed. I've never seen it go to 4% without it just completely, like, why even bother? You're basically, I have no headroom. Now I'm at 23 frames a second. Oh, this is ugly. I am GPU bound right now, which is rare. Alright, back up to 30 frames a second. Thank God. But only 9% headroom. 11%. Yeah, it sucks when you're in the single digits because at any point you can start losing frames. Yeah, or like right there. Not ideal. But then again, I did increase my resolution, so I did expect some performance droppage. Alright. I'm out of here.